Nuts are not the substitute for meat, milk, eggs, and cereals. All roasted and fried nuts are almost indigestible. Nuts are anti-cholesterol. The Hello friends, I am Dr. N.K. Sharma. I welcome you to my YouTube channel The Awakening. Dear friends, why we want to kill the animals? Why we want to eat dead animals? Why we want to eat a toxic protein? Why we want to disturb this whole environment or climatic changes? Dear friends, God has given you everything for your perfect survival. Nuts and fruits are our real food. Nuts is the real milky food. It's a biological diet of the humanity. Humans are constitutionally adopted to a diet of fruits, nuts, vegetables, and seeds, eaten in compatible combinations in their raw and natural state. There is a clear biological basis for establishing that vegetarianism and not eating milk or drinking milk after the weaning period is the appropriate diet for human beings. Anatomically, humans are structured like other predominantly vegetarian primates such as monkeys, apes, and gorillas. Unlike the commonly carnivorous animals such as a dog, lions, and tigers. Nuts are seeds of certain trees. Botanically, nuts are classified as fruits. As they develop from pollinated flowers, it takes months of sunshine to perfect the nut, and when it is completed, it is veritable storehouse of mineral, high-grade protein, emulsified oil, and health-imparting vitamins packed in a nature-made, waterproof and airtight shell. The nut meat comes to us clean and wholesome, not spoiled as milk and meat. Nuts are free from waste products, are aseptic, and do not readily decay either in the body or outside of it. They are good substitute for nuts only. In nutritive value, nuts far exceed all other food substances delivered by nature to those who are fortunate enough to appreciate their value. Nuts do not constitute a large part of the diet of the civilized man, simply because their cultivation is neglected and little has been known of their nutritive value. A great deal has been said about the indigestibility of nuts. However, it is largely due to the fact that generally they are either eaten after a heavy meal or else insufficiently masticated. Nuts, being nature's most concentrated food and of high nutritive value in comparison with all animal proteins and cereals, are often wrongly combined with other concentrated foods like milk, meat, eggs, and cereals, leading to overeating and indigestion. Nuts, unfortunately, are blamed for the discomfort that results. One more common habit of eating nuts is either as a last course in a several course dinner or in between in the form of snacks. Further, nuts are always fried or roasted rather than eaten fresh or in the natural state, which also contributes to indigestibility. All roasted and fried nuts are almost indigestible. In fact, salting and roasting greatly impairs the nutritive value of the nuts and prevent their proper assimilation. The protein becomes coagulated by roasting and the fat splits into glycerin and free fatty acid and the vitamins are destroyed. Nuts require thorough mastication or else they do not get digested and assimilated. With proper chewing of nuts, a fine emulsion is produced that ensures prompt digestion and proper digestion. Nuts are the treasure of nutrition. Yes, friends, nuts contain on an average iron about 2.5 times that of fruits, 3 times that of vegetables, greater than in cereals, and more than in most meats. 1 pound of almonds contains as much calcium as 25 pounds of beef or 11 pounds of bread and potatoes. Almonds are twice as rich in blood building elements as meat and in bone building elements, which meat and milk sadly lack. The fat in nuts, which average 50%, is much more easily digested and assimilated than animal fat and all forms of fat on this earth. Animal fat is a free fat and will not mix with water, while the fats of nuts freely mix with the water and forms an emulsion resembling a cream. Nuts fat, like that of raw milk, is instead of emulsion that is ready-made, prepared or pre-digested as it were for circulation through the lymphatic system. Dear friends, nuts are anti-cholesterol. The natural and unprocessed fat in nuts is best for the body. Being rich, especially in linoleic acid, it is least damaging to heart and arteries. Linoleic acid is one of the most polyunsaturated fats and is highly beneficial in lowering serum cholesterol level. Contrary to the belief that all nuts create cholesterol, nuts furnish perfect proteins and are of high biological value. Nuts protein is superior to that of cereals, meats, milk or eggs. Nuts are acid-ash foods, as are all proteins, but they are not as much as animal protein. Nuts contain less acid minerals than the meat. Nuts albumin is easily assimilated and does not form uric acid. Nuts proteins are non-toxic and create less acid ash and vestiges, whereas meat, eggs, fish, cereals and pulses are toxic proteins, create high acid ash, leading ultimately to exhaustion and degeneration. Nuts are rich in starch and sugar and are 3 to 4 times richer in vitally important salt than animal flesh, even richer than milk in the vital substances. Most nuts have abundant vitamin A, B and E. They are the best brain nerve tonic. No food is equivalent to nuts for growth, development and physical strength. They are also one of the best natural sources of lecithin. Dr. C.W.D. Evans, MRCSC, in his book How to Prolong Life, he says, earthly salts ossify the arteries, which means early death. Fruits and nuts contain the least proportion of earthy matter relative to their nourishing properties. Pulses and cereals contain the highest amount of earthy matter. The superiority of nuts is clear and well known to us since centuries, and it demands no further emphasis or explanation. Dear friends, all nuts are anti-cholesterol, anti-weight gain, anti-diabetic, anti-aging, and anti-disease. Dear friends, you can miraculously experience the regeneration through nuts. In the concentrated food kingdom, nuts are the only food that have regenerating and revitalizing power if used judiciously in natural, fresh, uncooked state. My experiments over 40 years on thousands and thousands of patients with various degenerative diseases like cancer, AIDS, multiple sclerosis, leukemia, optic atrophy, scleroderma, muscular hypertrophy, diabetes, angina, and heart diseases have led me to definite conclusion that all cooked concentrated food, meat, eggs, dairy products, and cereal accelerate the degeneration process, whereas nuts and seeds are the only concentrated food that regenerates along with fruits, vegetables, and sprouts. So therefore, friends, don't run after any animals. God has given you everything for your perfect survival and your longevity. So please adopt nuts and enjoy your life.